أهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا مع ليلى الحسيني في بث حي ومباشر عبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan with Layla Al-Husseini. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues with your host, Layla Al-Husseini.
Good morning, and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem, editor via Michigan.com and host of the Local Connection on US Arab Radio, the best ethnic radio in North America. Today is Friday, September 28th, and end of the month, and we are glad that you're with us. This show is brought to you in cooperation between Michigan and US Arab Radio. The number here is 248-557-3300. In Arabic or English, give us a call today. Again, the number is 248-557-3300. It's going to be a gorgeous day today. The temperature right now is in the 50s, high 50s, and then will be in the 60s later on this afternoon. It just does not get any better than that. Fall has started, and we're glad that the musty and muggy days are over, hopefully. And now the weather is nice and cool. Also, during the fall, as you well know, we take the time to prepare our homes for the winter, and we need to prepare ourselves as well. And one of the things we try to do is basically, for me at least, or people that I know in my household, we're concerned about the flu. And the experts say that the flu this year is going to be very difficult and tough. So they recommend the flu shot. We're going to be talking to Dr. Suwan, Nasreen Suwan, very shortly. She's going to be telling us about, what do we need to do to protect ourselves and our family from the flu this year. Good way to go. Good morning, Dr. Suwan.
Good morning, Khalil.
How are you today?
Yeah. Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. We appreciate your waking up early in Chicago, a little earlier, an hour earlier than us, to be with us this morning and to share some really great information with us. And again, we're talking about this is the fall. We need to, protect ourselves and getting ready for the winter. And one of the things that we I do at least, is I get the flu shot. I already got mine, and we're waiting for the kids to get theirs. In your opinion, is that the best way? And how do we protect ourselves from the flu?
It is important to know that getting a flu shot often protects you from coming down with the flu, but the flu shot does not always provide total protection.
Sure.
In spite of this fact, it's worth getting. So you did the right thing, Khalil.
Yes.
So I would like, first of all, to talk a little bit about the flu and, what is the flu? It is a very contagious disease caused by the influenza virus. Mm-hmm. People tend to catch it most often in the fall and winter, and it comes on very fast and strong, spreading through the upper respiratory tract, and sometimes it may invade the lungs. And the symptoms would be high fever, headaches, tiredness, and could be, very extreme tiredness, cough, sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, body aches, diarrhea and vomiting. And, it may be also complicated, with pneumonia, dehydration, ear infection, and it may actually, worsen long-term medical conditions like heart failure, asthma, or diabetes. And it may cause also muscle inflammation, like myositis, or even people who have, like neurological diseases, like those diseases may exacerbate with the flu, or even, like the heart problems, and it may cause inflammation of the organ or the sac around it, of the heart or the sac around it, which is the pericardium. So it is really, like a serious condition by itself and by its complications. And, like I know that, we are talking about the flu shot and the importance of taking the flu shot. But, I want also to remember, what mom told us when we were young. We say that mom is always right. We have, to protect ourselves from the very beginning. And, like the flu vaccine, of course, is the best defense against the flu. But there are additional steps that we can take to help to protect ourselves from the flu and, of course, other viruses as well. So, most important thing, wash your hands often and thoroughly with soap and water. Use the alcohol-based sanitizer on the hands if soap and water are not available. And then we have to avoid touching our eyes, nose, or mouth whenever possible. There is no need. Not only eyes, nose, and just do not touch your face. I always tell my daughter this.
Sure.
So, avoid crowds when the flu is most prevalent, in the area, and also practice good health habits, like plenty of sleep, plenty of water, of course, exercising, and, eat a nutritious diet and manage the stress as well. So, this is something
Is it true that if somebody, like if I'm in a room and somebody sneezes and that person has the flu, these germs can travel in the air?
Of course it may. Of course, it's very contagious. Yeah. It's very contagious. Yeah. So, what we need, to know about the flu. But now, for the vaccine, we agreed that, it is really, like the best thing to be done to avoid the flu in the season. And we need to know that the flu vaccine is annual. You do not take like the vaccine once in a lifetime, like the vaccination that we get when we are young. For other diseases, it is annual. And the reason for that is because, the immunity does not last for a long period of time. And also, which is, most important, the flu viruses evolve so quickly. And, the last year's vaccine may not protect you from this year's viruses. And the new flu vaccines are released every year to keep up with the rapidly adapting flu viruses. They change all of the time. They are not the same.
I said the virus mutates and generates a new virus.
Yeah, they do mutate. And that's why they are different every year. So, and, there are special, scientists and, manufacturers who are only doing this and taking care, of the, of developing, the flu vaccines that are specific for viruses that are evolving. It is important to know that, we have to get the flu shot, and there are specific, I would say categories of people who must take the flu shot. And, the Central for the Disease Control and Prevention recommends annual influenza vaccination for everyone aged 6 months or older. Before it was 2 years or older, but now it is 6 months or older. And vaccination is especially important for people at high risk of influenza complications, including pregnant women. Somebody would think, maybe, a pregnant woman should not get it. As a matter of fact, it's on the top of the list. Also, older adults. And it's important to know that older adults may get actually a high-dose flu vaccine that is available for those adults age 65 or older. So, older adults and also young children. Now, children between 6 months and 8 years may need 2 doses of the flu vaccine given at least 4 weeks apart to be fully protected. And also, there are people who have chronic medical conditions, and this will increase the risk of influenza complications because they have underlying medical conditions, like, people who have asthma, cancer, or they are on cancer treatment, people who have COPD or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, patients with cystic fibrosis, diabetes, HIV or AIDS, kidney or liver disease, or obese patients. So, all of these patients are at higher risk of influenza complications, so they need actually to take the flu shot.
Is it that maybe some people are allergic to it?
Of course.
Is that a case?
There are some people who should not take the vaccine, people who have severe allergies to the flu shot. And, if you are allergic to eggs, most type of flu vaccines contain small amount of egg protein. But if you have mild allergy, you can, where you can just get hives from eating eggs, you can still receive the flu shot without any additional precaution. But if you have severe egg allergy, you should be vaccinated in medical setting where a physician is able, to watch you and do what is needed to be done if you develop allergic reaction. Now, if you have severe allergic reaction to the flu shot in the past, you shouldn't be taking it. And also, there are people who may develop something called Guillain-Barré syndrome that may happen after they got the flu vaccine. This is a neurological disorder of ascending paralysis and weakness in the whole body. So, when I say ascending, the paralysis would start, from the feet, it will go all the way to the legs and to the whole body, and then, to the arms, and then, the muscles of respiration. And to tell you the truth, I saw one case during my residency where the patient took the flu shot and she had the Guillain-Barré syndrome, and we call it, GBS. So, this disorder in which the body's immune system attack part of the nervous system. In this case, those people should not be getting, the flu vaccine. And, people, if they are extremely ill, they are not supposed to get the flu shot. But, it's important, it's of course different from one person to another. And, at the end of the day, everybody is having, their primary care physician, who knows everything about their case. And then, he will be the one to recommend or not recommend, of course, the flu shot.
It's not a live virus, is that correct?
As a matter of fact, it is a killed virus if we are talking about the injectable. But, now, if you are talking about the live virus, we are talking here about the nasal spray. So, the nasal spray is live attenuated virus, and, it is actually recommended for people between 2 years and 49, so basically, the nasal spray is not recommended before 2 years of age and not after 50. So, it is actually not recommended for children under 2 or adults, adults 50 or older, and it's not recommended for pregnant women. So this is important, very important. We are recommending the flu vaccine for pregnant women, and they are on the top of the list. But we are recommending, the injectable, but not the nasal spray, because, the nasal spray is live attenuated virus. So it is not recommended also for children, who are taking, aspirin or any salicylate containing medication if they are between 2 and 17 years, and also people with weakened immune systems, and kids between 2 and 4 years who have asthma or wheezing in the past 12 months. So, it is very important, to know what is the type of vaccine that could be given, and this is, of course, will be, based on your physician recommendation.
Wonderful.
So it is something, very important that, this is something that everybody would have, would ask me, I actually got the flu shot, and I feel that I got the flu, from the flu shot. So I don't know if you hear, if somebody, if you came across, people who are saying the same thing, that can the vaccine give me the flu? As a matter of fact, the vaccine does not give the flu, and it can, it can't give you the flu, but you might develop flu-like symptoms.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is important. So it's, it could be, for a variety of reasons, including reaction to the vaccine. Some people may experience muscle aches and, maybe a little bit of fever for a day or two after receiving the flu vaccine. And this could be a side effect of your body's production to the protective antibodies, because remember that the flu vaccine is supposed to stimulate the antibodies in our system. So this could be the reaction to the production of those antibodies. And then remember also that the flu vaccine may not be fully, protective within the first 2 weeks, because it needs 2 weeks to start, being
working,
effective. So maybe you will be catching the flu in those 2 weeks, and you should take the vaccine. And the other reason that people may think that it's it's not working or whatever, or it's caused the symptoms, that it could be a mismatch, the flu vaccine, that you are taking a vaccine for something and you get another type of the flu. And also it could be another illness. I mean, we may have tons of illnesses, during the fall and, winter season, and it may not be the specific, flu that you took the flu vaccine for. But, remember also that the flu vaccine is not effective also 100%. It is effective in 60 to 90% of cases, and it depends, on the year, and it depends on the strain as well, and it's different from one person to another. But the good news that even if you are taking the vaccine that is not matching the flu virus that you caught, the flu symptoms will still be less 30% than if you didn't take the flu shot.
Well, Dr. Suwan, we're running out of time, and this is great information. We want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. And as you said, the vaccine is a wonderful thing to take. It's a precaution. And also the other recommendations that you gave us, which is washing our hands and take care of ourselves. And then, all of these recommendations are great this morning. I want to thank you for being with us.
The most important is really the difference between the injectable and the nasal spray. People who didn't like to be injected, they may, they may actually want to go with the other type, which is the nasal spray, but they have to talk to their primary care physician.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll have that information on our website later today on Michigan.com for those who like to get additional information as well. Dr. Suwan, once again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Khalil. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Life is a nonprofit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziyad.com. That's www.ziyad.com. Ziyad, quality products from our family to yours.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with the Michigan.com on U.S. Arab Radio. Earlier, we were talking to Dr. Suwan about how to take care of ourselves for the winter and be prepared with the flu vaccine, and we're going to continue talking about, shifting to a different subject right now, which is how do we get our homes ready for the winter. And with us is Tom Rusco. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, Khalil. How are you today?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and actually speak with you again. It's been a month or so since I think we talked. So,
Absolutely. Again, please remind us about yourself and who you are and your organization, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. I'm the owner of House to Home Inspection Services, and we're a full-service, multi-inspection company, and we serve all of Southeast Michigan. We're very active in the local real estate boards, which I believe is where you and I met a few years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And besides the home inspection, just briefly, we do all the other services that your clients, that are buying or selling a home may want to have, which includes radon gas testing, wood-destroying insect or termite inspections, septic systems, well and water testing, as well as mold testing. And we deliver a product which is an electronic report. It has digital pictures, defective items. It also includes several guarantees and warranties which will protect our client after the inspection. And our client and their representative normally get that report within a few hours after the home inspection. And I know we're talking today, I believe, about home maintenance, getting ready for the fall, which is kind of falls within some of the things that we as home inspectors would look for.
Yeah. One thing you mentioned about the warranty you provide if you inspect a home. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have several warranties. We have a 90-day guarantee, which basically is protecting the client from something that may have occurred after the home inspection. And then we also do include a 5-year roof protection plan. These are some new features we've added this year, which up to 5 years after the home inspection, if the roof has some type of a failure, this guarantee or warranty provides some assistance for it, up to $2,000. We also have Sewer Guard, which is a protection plan for the line from the sewer line from the house to the street. And again, that's something we can't inspect as inspectors, but we will provide this insurance for it, which again, I believe that is up to $2,000 as well. And there are a couple other ones, but again, I don't want to take a lot of time on that. Get to what we're here for and help your clients get their house ready for winter.
Exactly. How do we prepare our homes for the winter?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, first, I like to break it up into three categories. You got your exterior items, your interior, and then also your major mechanical items, your heating, air conditioning, water heater, those systems. But let's start on the outside first. In the exterior, everybody should take a quick walk around the house. And maybe not so quick, but you got to look at a few things. Number one, you want to make sure your house doesn't get water in it. So you want to look at your gutters as you're walking around the exterior. Every gutter has an exit point, and that's your downspout. And all the water should run to it. So the gutters actually have to be pitched, so they actually slope slightly towards that gutter, or that downspout, I'm sorry. So if you're looking at your downspout on the house, you should see a slight slope towards, or looking at your gutter, you should see a slight slope towards the downspout. If not, those are going to fill up, they're going to get iced in, and next thing you know, you're going to get ice dam, water buildup, and it'll go up underneath your shingles, and now you've got a water issue in the house. So that's one of the primary things that we see as home inspectors that needs to be fixed is gutters, making sure they're pitched properly. Secondly, while we're at the gutters, the downspout extension block or tube, whatever you may have, we need to make sure that the water is moving 2 to 3 feet away from the foundation of the house. If you got a whole roof of water coming down on that one downspout and it drops right next to the corner of that house, if there's a basement, I will guess that there will be water in the basement in that corner. Sure. Home inspectors, as home inspectors, see it all the time. So keep the water moving away from the house. A simple, cheap, inexpensive downspout extension will save you a lot of money in the long run. Another simple thing to do is, again, keeping water moving away from the house. Make sure your site grading or the ground slope from your house as it goes away from it is pitched so it does slope. And we're not talking a lot of pitch, Khalil. It's normally 1 inch for every 3 feet. Yeah. So it's not a lot you have to do, but if you have any depressions near your foundation, you absolutely want to make sure that they are filled in, they don't collect water, because that's how we get water in our basements.
Just use what God gave us, which is gravity.
You know what? Gravity is our best friend more often than not. So,
more often, if we direct it correctly.
Exactly. And then, again, keep it on the exterior. If you have a lot of bushes or trees that may overhang the house, if you got any branches touching the house, get those removed. You're going to save yourself an insurance claim in the future. Those will ice up this winter sometime. They'll crack off, and now they're landing on your roof, damaging it, your gutter, or even more things. So keep any overhanging trees.
Hanging over the roof, you mean? Okay.
Correct. Tree branches that hang over the roof, again, icing up, breaking off, falling on our roofs. Okay.
It's interesting you bring that up, Tom, because I noticed some insurance companies are using satellite photos to see if there are any trees above the home, and they're raising the insurance on people.
That is very interesting.
I learned that the other day because I was talking to some companies, and they said, no, we know that that particular home, there is a tree hanging over it. I'm like, how do you know that? They said, well, we use satellite photos. And I really never thought that they would do that.
Wow,
so people need to be very careful with that.
Real.
Yeah, because that drives their insurance up.
Well, and there you go. Another reason to get those tree branches cut back. Save on your insurance premiums as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Thank you. I learned something today as well. So thank you very much. And then again, continuing on the outside, if you do have cracks in your foundation, you want to seal them up. And caulking, it's our best friend. And again, you want to stop any water from getting into those crevices and cracks. It freezes, it expands, and now you're going to have some additional cracking. So water tightness on the exterior is very important, and it's as simple as putting some clear caulk on a lot of things, and that'll help out as well.
It sounds like most of these things that homeowners could do. You don't have to hire somebody to do it.
Absolutely. And we're talking minimal expense and minimal skill set required. Putting caulk in a crack, anybody can do it. Putting a splash block on the gutter is very inexpensive. Anybody can do it. Spreading dirt along the foundation, very simple items. And
unless you're like me, you're afraid of heights, And if your gutters are really high, hire somebody to do it.
That's the one thing I would hire out is repitching the gutters, because if the gutters are not actually hanging properly, there's probably an issue with the fascia board that they're attached to. Those do get damaged, soft, so some new hangers need to maybe be put in, and that's something better left to an expert, or even a handyman can do these type of jobs as well.
Sure, yeah. Let somebody do it who's not afraid of heights.
Exactly, and somebody who's insured. Okay, so make sure because if things do happen, so make sure whoever you're hiring is does have insurance that will protect the homeowner in case anything does happen. So, and then the other thing I want to talk about, again, we talked about filling any cracks, any crevices. If you do see any light through into the house from the exterior or vice versa, you've got an air gap, you do want to seal those as well. And then on the roof, you do want to eyeball it, or even if you have binoculars to take a look at it, but see if any of your shingles are actually starting to lift up. The nails are working back up. You do want to make sure your roof is laying flat. Older roofs, something 15 to 20 years, the shingles start to what we call cup. They'll start to lift up. Water can get under those, and that's a time where you just got to start budgeting for a new roof at that point. But if you have any shingles that are loose or missing, I swear to gosh, it just happened to me. I went to holler. I saw some shingles looked like they were moving on my roof a little bit. I thought I'll get to them when I get back from vacation. I got back home. I have 5 shingles laying in my driveway, which are being repaired this week. Because again, I'm going to hire that out. So make sure you're looking at your roof. If you're missing shingles or anything like that, make sure you get them replaced. And then if you do have binoculars, you can get a look at your chimney. That's one of the areas home inspectors do find issues is the flashing around the chimney. So see if you can look at it, and again, it'll be metal, or it may be black tar. But again, those are failure points on roofs. It is hard to see, but if you can take a look, and if you can see if you do have them, awesome. At that same point, again, I guess we'll wait till we get to the interior, but when you go in your interior, I guess the main thing right now is go into your attic. Nobody visits their attic anymore. It's a hard thing to get into. Yeah, it is. Well, but it's one of the most important parts of your house. That's where all the air flows. That's the lid, the roof for your home. It's protecting your house from all kinds of weather conditions. So again, you need to make sure that is in good shape. Home inspectors rarely ever find a leak on the exterior of a home, Khalil. When we're in the attic, as a home inspector, my job is to get in that attic and look end to end. That's where I find whether your shingles are doing their job, whether your flashing is working properly, the rubber boot seals around your plumbing stacks are leaking or not. That's where we'll find those things. And if you can get into your attic, your listeners, just take a quick look, even from the entryway with a flashlight, just to see if you can see any signs of anything that may be occurring. Okay?
Absolutely.
And then the last thing on the exterior, we all have faucets on the outside of the house. Those need to be make sure they're drained properly, or they're a faucet that does have a winterized capability to them. You don't want to leave your exterior faucets with water in them throughout the winter, because they will freeze, they will burst, and now you've got an ice rink in your yard.
They should also all of them should have a shut off on the inside.
Correct.
Yeah, and then you just close. This is what I do. I close the shut off on the inside, and then open it on the outside to drain the water out of it, and that should be okay.
Right. Exactly. Exactly right. Because again, that's going to be one of those things that it's going to cause a homeowner a huge nightmare, and it's fairly simple to do and doesn't cost anything. Yeah. And then the last thing that I'd like to talk about is our mechanical systems. Your heating and cooling systems in particular. We've gone from our air conditioning, we're going to go to our heating systems this time of year now. So you haven't used that heating system or whatever it might be, a boiler or a gas-forced air furnace, whatever it is. So a couple things. There's always directions for the manufacturer on what you should do. Follow them if you have those, if our listeners do. Honestly, most people aren't. It may not be the first house. They don't get that stuff. the main things are you do want to have a cleaning of the system. This is not something I recommend a homeowner do. Go ahead and spend the $100, $150 and have an annual cleaning. Make sure your furnace is in good shape, especially if it's a gas forced air. We want to make sure they're burning clean and that there is no carbon monoxide residue that's getting, or gases that are getting into the home. Obviously, you're in the industry as a real estate expert, and you understand the hazards that can occur too with that. So let's again, I think it's a good idea, especially the heating system. I'm not so concerned about the cooling system in the spring, but the heating system, because we are burning a combustible gas. It makes sense to have it checked out and cleaned and tested. And then a lot of homes have a humidifier. It's dry in the winter. Make sure that is working properly, that it is not leaking. As a home inspector, that is one of the more common faults we'll see if it is connected to the furnace. They leak. It's water on your furnace. Now you're getting rusting going on, and you can damage your furnace and possibly create a situation where you get carbon monoxide in the room air. Yeah. So make sure.
And I want to add. Yeah, I want to add that a good recommendation that I learned is make sure you install a carbon monoxide detector in your basement and outside of your bedrooms as well. This can save your life. It really can save your life. They're like $30, $40 a piece. The good ones, and then they can save your life.
And like you say, they're inexpensive. And I'm so glad you brought up, there are two spots. I was going to hit it in a second. You do want to have one by your bedrooms. I mean, that's your first one. If you're going to buy one, put it there. Because that's where people are going to be sleeping. Most of them won't be awake, and that's when the carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, tasteless
silent killer
gas. And right as you're sleeping, you may not wake up. So first place is there, and the second one would be by your furnace. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then continuing on with your heating system, make sure you keep your air filter clean, and that means buy a 6-pack of air filters at the start of the season and make sure you replace it monthly. It'll keep your air quality better in the house. Your furnace does not have to work as hard drawing air into the furnace when the filter is clean and clear. So it's going to help your furnace be more effective, more efficient, and also you get better breathing air simply by having your furnace filter clean. And then this is the time of year, twice a year, you normally want to reset your breaker panel. And by that is you want to switch all your breakers off and all of them back on. The reason you want to do that, Khalil, is the breakers in I'm talking about your electrical service panel.
Sure.
Those switches in there are the breakers. And those, if they sit in one position for an exceptionally long time, like 20 years, and are never moved, could actually freeze in that position. And they are a safety device, and they're supposed to go off when there's an overloaded circuit. And it shuts the electricity off, saving people's lives. So we want to make sure they're moved at least once or twice a year. I recommend that everybody just throw them off, turn them off, and flip them right back on. Now you're going to have to reset your clocks likely, but do it when the time changes in the spring and the fall.
Yeah, we got 1 minute left, Tom.
Okay, perfect. Well, the last thing I've got is the sump pump. In the home, and most homes have basements in Michigan, there's going to be a pit in that basement, and that is going to be filled with water. That water is the groundwater as it rises. It hits into these drain tubes underneath your basement slab. It all goes into your sump pump pit, so your water doesn't get into your basement. You want to test that. You can try to actuate it. Normally they have a float device on it, and make sure that that pump is working and that the pump is clear. A lot of times there's garbage that gets in it, blocks that pump up, and now the water builds up, and you basically end up with a basement full of water. So that's the last thing you want to test on your interior components. And that's all I have right now.
Wonderful. We thank you so much. This is a great information. If somebody needs to reach you, how can they reach you?
Several ways, but the best is to call our office, and that number is 888-848-0202. Also can visit our website where we do have a lot of informational articles. and that is www.house and the number 2 homeinspections.com. So house2homeinspections.com. And if they want to email me,
yes. Yeah, go ahead, please.
And if they wanted to email us, it's info@house2homeinspections.com.
Again, Tom, thank you. We'll have that info on our website as well. We want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning.
Great. Well, I appreciate it, Khalil, and you have a wonderful day, and your listeners as well.
Thank you. Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziyad.com. That's www.ziyad.com. Ziyad, quality products from our family to yours.
When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shamma is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shamma has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shamma is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shamma at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
تعرفوا شيء، احنا كتير بنهتم بالمقبلات بالاكل الشامي،
واحنا بنهتم بالبهارات والتسبيكة في الأكل المصري،
واحنا نهتم هواية باللحوم وجودتها بالأكل العراقي، واحنا في مطعم عشتار نهتم بيكم. اعتمدوا علينا أيا كان. نحن في عشتار نعرف أن لكل مذاق أسرار، فنحن نقدم أجود أنواع اللحوم من ملحمة عشتار الواقعة على 56865 راين رود.
عشتار، قصة حضارة ترويها لكم أطباقنا المميزة في كل زيارة.
تفضلوا بزيارتنا في 3625 East 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
مطعم عشتار بإدارة فادي بهنام وعلي البغدادي. 586-698-2585 586-698-2585.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us this morning. We were talking with Tom about how to get our home ready for the winter. And we're going to continue. We're going to actually shift the topic to home loans. As you well know, and I'm sure you heard in the on the news that the Fed's are going to raise the interest rates at the end of the year, which means most likely home loans will cost you more. And with us this morning is Bridget Jaward Hachem from Infinity One Group. Good morning, Bridget.
Good morning, Khalil. Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. And we're talking about loans, and you know, you work in the industry, and just wanted to understand, is this still a good time to get a loan, and what does the increase in rates mean, and what's going on in the industry?
Good morning, Khalil, and good morning to everyone that's listening to us.
Thank you. Good morning to you too.
There's always going to be need for housing. everyone is going to need mortgages at any time in their life. So no matter how much the rates go up or down, we have to adjust to how those go up and how those go down, and eventually we have to get a mortgage.
Sure,
the interest rates actually were raised on Wednesday by the Fed, and by 0.25%. And it's anticipated in December another small raise, a couple more raises in the next couple years, and it will steady off around 2020. So that's to come to your question about where the rates are heading. This is where they're heading. Historically, they've gone up and down. I've seen them back in 1990 when I started in the industry. They were about 9.5% fixed. And
they were that high?
Yes, they were that high at the time. Those are the fixed rates. The adjustable rates were very, very popular, so we would use those as the selling vehicle for people that wanted mortgages for temporary 2-3 years until the rates went down. So as the rates go down, we refinance them again into fixed rates, and it goes up and down. It's just kind of like a cycle.
Yeah.
And we just, and you know, at first when the rates go up, people get scared, but then they get used to the idea. Just like last year, the fixed rates were running 3.5%, 4%. It was great, and then now we're about 5% on an average for a 30-year fix.
Yeah.
And now that's also normal for some. So it's a matter of adjustment.
The adjustable, that's what's called an ARM. Is that correct?
Yes, there's many kinds of adjustables out there. There's cost of funds index, there's a LIBOR index, there's a lot of indexes, and there are margins that are higher, margins that are lower. So you have to get to an expert that really knows about those. It's, you know, everything is not just cut and dry 15, 30-year fixed. There's all kinds of products out there. So if somebody is in a home for 5 years, a starter home, and they think they're not going to stay there for 5 years, they're better off with a 5-year adjustable, which is it's a 30-year amortization, but it's a much lower rate than a 30-year fix. So that makes more sense for them if they want to go that route. But now the fixed rates are more popular because the rates are still there. They're still, you know, running between 4 and 5%, depending on the term. So we're still okay. I think we're going to be okay for the next 2-3 years. I don't see there's going to be a major hike that we had before, like I said, in the 9s and 10s. You know, I see it averaging between 5 and 6% on the high end the next 2-3 years on a fixed.
You know, a lot of people ask me, can I get a loan? Can I get a loan? Who's eligible for a loan?
You know, everyone is on a case-by-case basis. So we analyze people based on their profile. There are ways of getting people approved by pre-preparing the file and see, like when they come to me, I see where the issues are, and we fix those before we even present a mortgage or present an application to a lender. So there are ways of getting people approved and getting them ready for mortgages. If it's not now, it's maybe months from now or maybe a year from now. But at least, you know, Khalid, everyone deserves a home.
Yes.
And we try our best, especially, you know, in my company. I try my best to get somebody into a home, and it's all based on their background and what they need to do. But on a normal basis, you know, the standard is you have to have a job for 2 years, have to have good scores. Scores have changed a little bit now. Requirements, some of the lenders have loosened up in reference to credit scores. I mean, we can get them as low as 580 for an FHA mortgage. So it's a little bit much better than a year or two ago with the lending criteria. But they still have the same standard guidelines, 2-year employment. And let me tell you, if you just graduated from college, you don't need to wait the 2 years. You can start a job right away and get approved for a mortgage if you qualify credit-wise. So there's different standards for different guidelines based on somebody's background.
Do you have time to stay with us for a few more minutes? I'd like to take a short break for a commercial and then talk a little bit about refinancing.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
قشات ميديترينيان ماركت بإدارة سهر قشات وأولاده يرحبون بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. جميع أنواع المواد الغذائية، البان طازجة، الكرزات والبهارات الطازجة. داخل الأسواق مطعم ميديترينيان شيش كباب يقدم يوميا جميع أنواع الكباب، المقبلات العربية العراقية وصواني الكامبو المميزة. تفتح الأسواق من 8 إلى 9 مساء من الاثنين وحتى السبت، ومن 8 صباحا إلى 9 مساء يوم الأحد. تقع الأسواق على 32839 نورث ويسترن هايوي في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز. لحوم حلال للجالية الإسلامية. لطلباتكم من المطعم call 248-538-7855. That is 248-538-7855. قشة ميديترينيان ماركت، خدمة متميزة ومعاملة راقية.
Life is a non-profit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493.
أسواق زمزم الواقع على 24065 أورشد ليك في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز ترحب بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. تنزيلات كبيرة على عموم المواد الغذائية في يوم الأربعاء من كل أسبوع. لا تنسوا فريش كاري اوت، جميع انواع المعجنات، وايضا صواني الكامبو المشكله والصمون الحار. لحوم حلال الجاليه العربيه والاسلاميه، الملحمه باداره قصاب الجاليه المعروف سلوان جربوع. زوروهم على 24065 اورشد ليك في مدينه فارمينغتون هيلز، او اتصلوا بهم على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمذاقي عنوان لجميع طلباتكم، اتصلوا على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمعامله الراقية وكرم الضيافة عنوان.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
Welcome back, and we're talking to Bridget Jaward Hachem from Infinity One Group about loans and home loans. Bridget, when should we refinance, and why should we refinance?
That's a tough question, Khalil. When should you refinance? That's not tough. That's simple and tough. Like I said, every case is different. So if someone comes to me and they're at a 4% interest rate and they're telling me they want to refinance, and the rates are at 3.75, it doesn't make any sense. Because by the time they finish their costs and everything else, it's not worth it for them. It has to be really worth it. It has to make sense for a client to refinance. So when depends on everyone's situation. You know, I'll say if it's 1% or more, it's worth it. But anything less than that, it's not worth it. It's not worth going through all of that. And when and why should you refinance? Many people refinance for different reasons. Some have a private mortgage insurance in their loans. We have to relook that, and if there's enough equity there, we get rid of that private mortgage insurance. That's one. Another one is trying to get cash out for home improvements. We see a lot of home improvements going on. People are staying in their homes, and they're extending and expanding, and they need that extra, and the values have gone up, so the equities are there. And some do that for consolidation also, where it makes more sense for them to get equity out to pay off most of their debts and just have one payment. So it varies from case to case on refinance.
Sure.
And the others that are yours that have high rates would like to lower their rates. That's another one.
Exactly. Or move from an ARM to fixed rate.
Yes,
or something
definitely.
Like
Move from an ARM to a fixed, or from a 30-year to 15-year or 10-year. I mean, we have 10, 15, 20, and 30 years. Not everything is locked at 15 and 30 years. Actually, about 10 years ago, we even had 40-year mortgages, which
40?
made, yes, there was 40-year mortgages that we were offering about before the 2008 economical crash. where there was also negative amortization products of those 40-year, which will make a client pay minimum payments and the balance goes up. So that was part of, part of the problem that created all of these issues that we had after, is the overlending part and properties not having the value, so properties inflated. A lot of factors get refinancing.
In general, this is these are still great times to get loans. The rates are still good, and it seems there's a lot, even though they may go up a little bit, but it's still quite a bit of stability in the system.
Definitely. The next 3 years, there's projected to be stability. The rates are going to be maybe slightly higher, but not as high as people are worried about that we had in the past. And, there's always going to be the cycle, like I said. There's going to, in the past, I've been in the industry for 27 years. And like I said, I've seen them fixed rates as high as 9.5 down to 2.5. So I've seen it go up and down. And it does create some sort of a shock when it starts going up, but then we adjust to it. Because like I said, the housing is always the number one need apart from food, as you know.
Sure.
There's always going to be need for housing. There's always going to be need for mortgages.
Yeah.
And it's out there. Thank God for that, because if we didn't have any mortgages out there or loans, nobody can afford to buy a house cash. They're going to have to do seller financing, which is also another form of financing, as you know, the land contract.
Yeah. I want to thank you so much for being with us. If somebody needs to reach you, how can they reach you?
Well, they can reach me at my office at 313-996-5336 or on my mobile at 313-825-4187. And I'll be more than happy to help in any way I can.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning. It's a great information. And if you need a loan, please call Bridget. Thanks again, Bridget.
Thank you so much, Khalil, and have everybody have a great Friday and a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. And I just want to remind you, if you're looking to want to sell a home, this is still a great time to sell and a great time to buy. Give me a call if you're wondering whether you have equity or not. Give me a call. We do market analysis for you to let you know what your home is worth and whether it is a good time for you to make that move. My number is 313-819-0101. The market is very good, and actually it's excellent, and we do commercial, and we also do residential. If you're looking for any commercial projects, give me a call. Again, the number is 313-819-0101. We'll have some of that information on our website, yamichigan.com. And again, if you have any questions, just give me a call, 313-819-0101. In the meantime, I want to thank all our guests and thank you for listening and wish you a happy and a great weekend and a wonderful, happy Friday. Bye now.